Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to jump into a really sweet book called A Baby Sister for Frances, written by Russell Hoban with these beautiful pictures by Lillian Hoban. And it's all about family, some really big feelings, and an awesome little badger named Frances.
So let me ask you, what happens when a new baby shows up in the family? Yeah, things can get a little wild, right? Well, that is exactly what our friend Frances the Badger is about to find out, and we're going to see how she handles the whole thing.
All right, so first things first, let's meet our star. Her name is Frances, and she's a clever little badger who's about to have a huge adventure right inside her own house.
Now, Frances is living her best life. She totally loves her family, she has a super cozy room, and she's always singing these special songs she makes up. Everything is just perfect. But things are about to get shaken up because her new baby sister, Gloria, is here.
Yep, you guessed it. A new baby means some pretty big new feelings. When baby Gloria arrives, things start feeling, well, really different for Frances. And she's not totally sure what to do with all these confusing emotions.
You know, it's funny how the smallest things can feel like the biggest deal when you're little. Before Gloria, Frances always got raisins in her oatmeal. Her favorite blue dress was always clean. But after Gloria, suddenly, no more raisins, and she has to wear the yellow dress. I mean, for Frances, it felt like her whole world was flipping upside down.
So, feeling totally left out and a little sad, Frances makes a huge decision. She says, "Things are not very good around here anymore. I think maybe I'll run away." And just like that, her plan is in motion.
Okay, so Frances is running away. But her plan is kind of brilliant, and she's not going very far. Let's check out what she does.
Of course, if you're going to run away, you've got to pack the essentials, right? Frances is super serious about this. She packs her special blanket and her alligator doll. She gets all her money, every last nickel and penny. And, probably most important, she grabs some snacks. We're talking prunes and chocolate cookies. This is a serious mission.
So where does she decide to run away to? Oh, this is the best part. She figures, I think that under the dining room table is the best place. It's hidden, it's cozy, and it's nice and close to the kitchen. So smart, right?
Okay, and this is where everything changes. Because while she's hiding out in her secret spot under the table, Frances hears a really important conversation between her mom and dad. First, she hears her dad say something that just stops her in her tracks. He says, "I miss the songs that Frances used to sing." And just like that, she realizes they notice. They miss the special things that only she does.
And then, if that wasn't enough, her mom says something that changes everything. She says it is just not a family without Frances. And bam, right then and there, Frances gets it. She's not being replaced at all. She is a super important part of what makes their family a family.
So, this whole runaway adventure taught Frances and us some really important stuff about families and feelings. Let's look at what we can all learn from her story.
So what's the big takeaway here? What's the main idea? It's this. When a family gets bigger, the love gets bigger too. I just love this pizza idea. Think about it like this. Your family's love isn't just one pizza where everyone gets a smaller slice when a new person comes. Nope. The whole pizza actually gets bigger, so there's more than enough for everyone.
Okay, so let's break down all the awesome lessons from Frances's big day. First, it is totally okay to feel jealous or left out sometimes. Also, finding a safe space to think things through is a really smart move. And remember, your family loves all the special things that make you, you. Super important. Love grows bigger. It doesn't get smaller. And you know what? Talking about your feelings, it helps a lot. Let's talk about that safe space idea for a second, because it's so cool. A safe space is just a cozy little spot. It could be under a table, or even inside an awesome blanket fort, where you can go to just think about your feelings when you need a minute. It's your own little spot to chill out. And Frances was super smart to make one for herself.
All right, the story might be over, but the fun is just getting started. Here are some ways you can keep exploring all the great ideas from Frances's story.
Want to keep the adventure going? Here are a few super fun things you can try. How about creating your own safe space at home with pillows and blankets? Or you could sit down with your family and make a What Makes Me Special list. Another great idea is to talk about a time you felt left out. It really helps when we share our feelings.
And hey, if you loved Frances's story, you are going to love these two books too. First, there's Julius the Baby of the World by Kevin Hanks. It's about a mouse who is definitely not a fan of her new baby brother at first. Then there's Peter's Chair by Ezra Jack Keats, which is all about a boy who gets upset when his old baby furniture gets painted pink for his new sister.
And a quick note for the grown-ups listening in, this book is such a great way to start talking about those big, tricky feelings. It's a perfect reminder to really listen to a child's emotions and to always celebrate the unique things that make them so special.
And that's a wrap on our look into A Baby Sister for Frances. What a wonderful story. If you want to come along on more awesome book adventures just like this one, make sure you follow and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. We'll see you next time.